incredible performance to get 3 people on the team. I guess the only other person we have to talk about who was at the Olympics that wasn't officially on the team was you, and that was a real shock to a lot of people. There was a huge public outcry in terms of the fact that here's a a high school coach who gets 3 women on the Olympic team. Just unheard of, really unheard of. And not only that, is you had 3 people on the team. That's a big number. Um, and then they left you off. They didn't announce you on this team. That must have been a real kick in the guts for you personally.
Yeah, I don't want to say it was a kick in the gut, really, because what do we tell our athletes? Not to overreact, not to do different things like that. But in my mind, I felt I did everything possible to get these kids to where they were, and that was pretty satisfying. I mean, I couldn't let that bother me, because I needed to enjoy the moment. Of, like, these guys were incredible. The team swam incredible. Not just the 3. I mean, everybody that was swimming under me at the time at the trials just did fantastic. And I didn't want to be, a kid in the grocery store kicking and screaming. I want that toy. I want this. So I didn't want to do that. As a coach, at that level, you understand that the process sometimes better than most people in the general public understands it. It's medal counts, potential medal counts. I wasn't doing the math, and then afterwards I kind of did the math. I'm like, kind of, why didn't I make the team? But so you kind of do that stuff, and you figure certain things out, and you're like, okay, well, that might be why. And there's certain decisions that were made. But Erica had asked me, she goes, "Aren't you upset?" And I said, "Erica," I said, "look at the comments. All these comments about this stuff. I don't have to be upset. Everyone else is upset for me." And that just, I'll go ahead and just let that go. And let the general public, pitch for me at that point. And so
when did you find out that you hadn't made it? Was it before the announcement, or did you have to sit there and listen, wait, and hope?
Well, shoot, I want to say I got a text from USA Swimming the night that Katie had made the team, and I'm like, this might be my, you're going to be on the team, phone call or meeting. So I had a meeting to meet with them in the morning. I was pretty hopeful that I was going to be on the team at that time. But it's just, and then they let me down. They just said, hey, we're going to do everything we can to get you to the training camp. We're going to try to get you to Tokyo, but there's no guarantees, because there was, credentialing and everything that had to go. They had already selected their coaching staff, I think. And then so you had Brent Ackerley, Archie, and I were invited to the camp, and we're just kind of waiting to see if we're going to go any further from there.
So hang on a second. You had swims still to take place by the time you'd found out, or the swims were over?
The swims were over. I think it was coming up to the final day. I didn't have anybody on the last day.
Okay.
I think they were naming the staff that morning. So basically, you had the whole morning session. There's no more prelims, right? It just goes straight into finals the last day. So I think there was a big coaches meeting, and then they just introduced the staff at that time.
Did they give you a chance to kind of vent privately or question privately?
No, I was pretty much the good soldier, just what I was told to do, and did what I was asked to do, and went from there. I didn't want to question anybody's job, or question why. I don't think I'm not making any friends by questioning other people on how to do their job.
Sure,
so yeah.
Sure.